Hello, friends and fellow collectors. It's me, MG Villain.
And Volcanic from Volcanic's Playground.
All right, and we're here to do another show. Yet another show. Welcome to the show. We're doing another podcast right now. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about a few things. Now, I'm going to first say this: that the Rogue One trailer, the second trailer, is about to premiere. It will be July 15th on ABC at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And if you guys can't see it then, it will be on the YouTube Star Wars channel. And also it will be premiering at, I think, the San Diego Comic-Con or the Jedi Con. So there's 3 different ways you can catch that. So if you guys can't get to the Comic-Con or can't or can't see it on TV, you can always check out the Star Wars YouTube channel here. So basically, yeah, that's one thing. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about was the San Diego Comic-Con and the Jedi Con, the one that's over there across the water, over there in Europe. They're premiering 2 6-inch figures for the Black Series. The one that's going to be in Europe is going to be an unmasked Kylo Ren with a removable hood and a removable face mask. And that also comes with like this cool looking banner. It's a first order banner. I think it's also doubles as a stand for him. Not too sure about that. It looks like a good looking figure. And then the other one that's going to be premiering at the Comic-Con, the San Diego Comic-Con, is going to be a Ben Kenobi, old man Obi-Wan from Episode 4. It's pretty much the big brother to the legacy carded version of him, which comes with the Princess Leia holograph table. I think the figures are going to be going anywhere from $45 to $50 a piece at the Comic-Con itself. And of course, you know, naturally the scalpers will get a hold of those figures and charge 3 times as much. I had one guy come in my group saying stuff that he was going to charge $120 for those figures. And I was just like, dude, you know, that's not even right, man. I mean, $75 is a decent price. I mean, you know, that's, you know, but, you know, $120, that's double, you know. Well, then he made the excuse that, well, I paid for the plane ticket, the hotel fare. Hey, well, we're not paying for all that, man. We're just paying for the figure, you know. But anyway, besides that, Joe, you got anything?
No, I'm excited for all this. You know, definitely for all the new stuff that's definitely coming out. I can't wait to see Rogue One, man. That trailer is going to be awesome.
Yeah. Well, the second trailer, I'm not sure what's going to be on it, but you know, we did do the announcement of Saw Gerrera last week, or Guerrera. I think it's Guerrera.
Uh-huh.
And how Forrest Whitaker is going to be that character.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping they show more of the other characters in this trailer, you know, because we only saw mainly the one female character throughout the first teaser, you know.
yeah, well, there's one guy, I can't remember his name. I think it's the Asian dude. He is kind of a Jedi.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, except that he doesn't have the Force powers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
Well, that's kind of weird. I wonder how he can be a Jedi without powers. I always assumed Jedis had powers.
not necessarily. There's the kind of the wannabes, I guess, the wannabe Jedis that didn't quite make it to the Order or whatever, or kind of like the Church of the Force.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've tried to figure that one out, man. I don't understand what the Church of the Force really is. There's not very much info on it, but I guess it's people who don't use the Force, or they believe in the Force, but they don't use it like to protect anybody or anything. They just kind of make a religion out of it, pretty much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, NG Chris is in the house. He said, "Hello, Manny and Joe," and he said he wants the Ben figure, and
Yeah,
he thinks it'll be around $100 where he is.
uh, yeah. Hopefully, well, I'm hoping it doesn't come to that, Chris. You know, I mean, the scalpers are going to be charging at least 100 to 150 for that figure. You know, um, I think 75 would be a decent deal. You know, that would make them a little money. But, you know, of course, you know, most people take it on the level, oh, it's a San Diego Comic Con, so they want to charge, you know, they want to charge what they want to charge, you know, pretty much. So if you come across one for, and I wish you good luck in that, Chris, and I hope you come across one for a good price, because that does look like a nice figure, to be honest with you. It does. They got the likeness of Alec Guinness, which is kind of surprising. But then again, with the Comic Con figures, they always seem to do pretty good. So
Yeah,
then
yeah.
you
I've
have,
always been happy with Comic Con figures.
yeah. I know there's a couple that I've been looking at getting. One of them was the one from a few years back, the Shadow. Is it the Shadow Scout
Yeah,
with the
yeah. The
speeder
one on the
bike?
black speeder. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to get that one, man. I still maybe if this week if I can't find the one I'm looking for, Kate Crook, then I'll probably look at that and a couple other pieces that I wanted to look at. One of them being that Rebel Pilot Evo pack. It's pack number 1 or 2 or 3. I can't remember. I've got 3, and I think I've got 1, but I need 2 to complete that. And that would be number 2 has that 10 num pilot in it.
Hmm. That would definitely be a nice one to get.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've already got the other 2, and I might as well complete that.
Yeah.
Uh, I think last week I showed you that I completed all my vintage collection deleted scene figures, right?
Yep.
This week I got 2 new additions to my collection. I'll show those off right now.
Awesome.
I actually picked them up today. They just got here. So let's see here. Here's what I got. Okay. We've got Mr. Poe Dameron on there. This guy I got cheap, man. He was $10, man.
Nice.
So, you know, I mean, it was like $7 plus like $2-3 shipping, and then the hardest one to find right now is Captain Phasma. Now, it looks like a nice figure, but there's something on the chest there. I'm not sure. I don't think the camera's picking it up, but there's like looks like a little spooge mark or something on her chest. I don't know, but other than that, it looks like a pretty decent figure. So I can get that glare out of there.
I wish
I
they
will
could
show these off at the end of my review tomorrow night if I can get it up. So
do.
I get to the other review. I'm doing Commander Faye up next. I found out a lot of info on him the other day. Turns out was on he was on Seleucamai, and he worked for Oppo Rancisis. He worked with Oppo Rancisis, and then he ended up on Kashyyyk with Quinlan Voss and Luminar and Dooley. But I'll talk about that tomorrow night.
Cool.
And I just watched your review of that set that you got.
All the homage.
Yeah, I just wish I wish the same thing you did. That I wish the figures would have been articulated. You know, would have been a little nice to see Maz Kanata as an articulated figure.
Oh, I agree. And
Just,
even if they skipped out on the articulation, I wish they would just at least put like hinges in her glasses so that you can pull them out and in. You know what I mean?
yeah, that would have been cool. But I'm gonna tell you what, man, they're just so limited with the production of these new Black Series figures. I mean, they churned out a bunch of Poes and a bunch of Finns because they thought they were going to be good sellers, but unfortunately, Finn is still available online and he is all over the place. Nobody's really buying that figure. you know. And that's the problem since nobody in Europe seems to be able to get these figures unless they, you know, order it from eBay. You're looking at some pretty ridiculous prices for these figures too, especially for Phasma. People are asking like $40 for her, and I picked her up for 20. I mean, which to me was still spendy, but
Yeah.
that included shipping and stuff. I mean, I won the figure on a bid, and it was free shipping, so at least I got the free shipping out of the deal. So I know whoever sold this figure, they didn't make much money off it because they paid probably 12 to $15 for it. So um, and I was lucky to get her on a bid. I actually won her. I was like, wow, dude, I couldn't believe it. I don't win bids very often. So, and this Phasma figure is not perfect. She does have a few minor paint mishaps. She looks good though. She does look all right. It's kind of nice to see her in her articulated form. When I review her, I'll do a comparison with the other figures, the other two that I got, the 5-pointed ones. Check out the differences. There is a difference in her cape too.
I wish they gave her a soft cut cape.
Yeah, that would have been nice. To be honest with you, that would have been really nice.
Yeah.
Because it does look like it's kind of flowing a little bit there. Has more of a flow type deal than the 5-point figures. The 5-point figures, it just kind of lays over. This one doesn't. It kind of has this flow thing going on. So, but it is hard plastic or rubber or whatever they're making it out of. It doesn't look like a bad figure. I know Madwell, but it's like, man, he's been staying away from these figures because, he had a couple of mishaps with the ones he had. So he's not a big fan of this Black Series. And you know what? To be honest with you, I'm not really a fan, but I still will purchase them because of the new figures and the fact that I am a hard-headed, die-hard 3 3/4 inch collector, and I'm going to continue that. I'm going to continue my collecting of that. I'm not going to worry about 6-inch figures or whatever.
Yeah.
Except for Revan, I might get him, but we'll see what happens in the near future.
Yeah, I definitely don't have the space to collect an army of 6-inch.
I mean, could you imagine having an army of 6-inch figures? I mean, that's a lot of plastic, man, to have on your shelf.
In the way they're selling it, it makes it hard though too, because like you got that I think it's the Amazon exclusive. I know one of the exclusives, Entertainment Earth or Amazon, put out that 4-box set with the different clone troopers. And imagine if you wanted to build an army of each of those troopers, you'd have to go buy 50 boxes of that box set, which is ridiculously priced as is.
Oh yeah, I agree. And that's the problem with the exclusives. The more, everything's exclusive nowadays. Everything. Pretty much. There's 99% of everything they're coming out with is exclusive. So, you're looking at spending a lot of money just for getting one box, let alone building an army. It's impossible because with exclusives, that limits production.
Yeah.
So, and as far as that goes, the production is crappy enough anyway, I mean, and what they'll do is that they'll churn out a mass thing of the characters they think is going to be popular. Do us a favor, Hasbro. Stop making peg warmers and start looking at what's really popular.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. They really missed the mark though on this movie because I mean they don't have that much time to finish up doing like all the characters from episode 7 before Rogue One comes out.
Yeah.
Then next thing you know, the next episode's gonna come out, so then they'll be doing figures for that.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely, we're not gonna see all the figures that we're hoping to see. There were so many good characters in episode 7 too. I'm hoping later they pull up some sort of, I doubt it, but I'm hoping an articulated line will pop out sooner or later. that'll do it. But it looks like they're just giving us the Black Series for now.
Yeah, the Black Series is pretty much. I think it's gonna flow into 6-inch figures till that popularity dies down. Pretty much we're gonna have to just go with that. I guess. I don't know. I'm not. I'm not a fan of the 6-inch series. I just don't have the room for it. Same as you, I don't have the room for that stuff. I mean, yeah, I got a whole nother room, but I got other stuff in there too.
Yeah,
But I'm happy to at least got the main character. Well, because as far as I know, from what I heard is that they're going to continue these Walmart exclusives, and they're only going to pop out with the main character. So we're not going to see very many waves of these super articulated 3-inch figures no more. And they're going to still, of course, they're going to churn out the peg warmers. They'll churn out a mass amount here, like they did with the first wave of the Walmart exclusives, which was the Luke, the Darth Vader, and the Chewbacca. They churned out a mass amount for them, thinking that they're going to be sellers. Well, they didn't sell very well. I think Hasbro's doing this stuff on purpose, but they're not churning out very much. Of course, with Kylo Ren and the First Order Stormtrooper, some people are just barely seeing them now. Then there's the rest of the waves. Nobody's seen Phasma yet. This is I'm probably one of the only few that has her.
Yeah.
There's a couple of reviews on YouTube about her. Of course, with the more popular channels like Fly Guy and what's that other channel? I can't remember. Anyway, yeah, those are the only ones I've seen on the Black Series Captain Phasma. So she's very hard to obtain because this is that third wave, and the fact is they're not putting out much of the First Order characters, which I think the First Order characters are the ones everybody wants. You know what I mean? So I'm just glad that I was able to get her because that's the last figure I needed, and of course Poe Dameron, I wanted to get him too. And you know what? Poe Dameron's face, he does look like it looks more like the character than the 6-inch version does. They actually did a pretty good job with his head sculpt.
Nice. I still gotta get that one myself too.
Yeah, that's a nice looking figure. It doesn't look too bad. His left leg looks kind of wonky. It looks like he's kind of standing and he's got one leg leaning off, but he doesn't look too bad. He's got his little weapon there. I think he should have came with a rifle, but whatever. All the rebels come with pistols. This Mon Calamari, I was looking at him. I didn't think he had a pistol. I was like, why does this guy have a pistol? Well, I took a really close look at him, and there's a rubber band around his arm. Excuse me. And he does have a pistol. It's rubber banded to him, but I can't see what type of pistol it is. So
Wonder if they'll do figures for the Han Solo movie.
I'm going to tell you what. I think they're going to do figures for every movie. What kind of figures they are, what they're going to be. They're going to be 5-point articulated figures. Everything that Hasbro's doing right now is I'm sure it's going to be. I'm sure you're going to see twice as many 5-point figures as you will the Black Series 3-inch figures. I think they're going to continue that even more. I just hate to say it, but as far as the 3 3/4-inch supers, that's up in the air right now. Nobody's made any announcements about it. Hasbro just slowly killing it. So, and that's a sad thing.
Yeah, it does seem like they're trying to phase it out.
I don't understand why.
There's quite a few 3 3/4 inch collectors. We've been doing it since the 70s. So
There's a lot of them, dude. But it's with the new generation. They want what's in now. So
there's a lot of people too that just buy anything and everything that has the Star Wars logo on it too. So
like shampoo bottles.
yeah, and anything. But then of course, then they think it's popular. Oh, we got to make more. Do this again.
Yeah, well, there's another thing that I saw a post on this somewhere where people were actually buying these shampoo bottles and stuff and um, trying to sell them for 3 times the amount, just like pretty much trying to scalp them for 3 times the amount because like they get a hold of some Star Wars product and they think it's gold, man. So I think it's a gold mine.
So what do you got on your hunt list for this week?
To be honest with you, I'm gonna try to get K Crook. K Crook is the one that I want. That will complete all my single carded rares. That's the one I really want. Both of the ones I was watching just got bought out, so I haven't seen anything else pop up yet. If I don't get that, I don't know. I'm thinking about getting a Force Unleashed set if I can find one. I'm not sure if there's anything else on. I haven't been on much. I've been working too much. Last night I was at work till 9 o'clock. So by the time I got around to looking on eBay, it was probably like 1 in the morning, and I ended up falling asleep and I forgot what I was looking at.
Chris, I don't think they have, but I have seen pictures. I just don't know if they're real or fake or whatnot.
What's that?
He was asking if Hasbro showed any images of new Rogue One figures.
As far as I know, they haven't showed anything yet. I'm kind of hoping that they will announce something at Comic-Con, because I'm sure that's usually when they come out, when they figure they're going to come out with news. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that's that'd be a good time to release it, at least, or show something. But I guarantee you they'll probably be 5-point articulated.
Well, of course, they're going to come out with 6-inch figures. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that that's what they're going to do. If they're going to announce anything, it's going to be 6-inch and 3 3/4 inch figures. So,
I can't wait to see that trailer.
yeah, it's going to be a cool trailer.
How long do you think it'll be? Probably.
What happened?
How many minutes do you think it'll run?
I don't know. Probably not very many. It's a trailer, so it's not going to be a very long one. But it is the second trailer, so
hopefully, a lot longer than the first one.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping to get more of a thing of Vader being in it.
Mm-hmm. Well, hopefully, I can save us some money sooner or later to get that Phase 3 Dark Trooper. That's the next one on my list.
Yeah, you better find that thing. I'm telling you, man, because them sets are going to go up, dude. Seriously.
I know.
You need to stop messing around with all that stuff that you're getting from that dude, man. Stop buying all those vintage toys, man. You're going to be spending a lot of money on that.
They got a big box coming this week. Too.
Man, yeah, that's cool though. At least you're buying, something that's worthwhile. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you that the thing that you're getting, that's that those are expensive, man, and they're worth a lot now. I mean, back in the day, I mean, the thing was like $100, right? It was the USS Flag. That thing was $100.
Yeah.
Now there's guys selling it in the box for like $1,900. I haven't seen one, even one that's not complete. I haven't seen one go not complete for under $500. So you got you a heck of a deal there, man. Especially with that. With that playset alone is worth, way more. I feel you got a fair deal out of it. So.
And then I got that other big box coming this week too.
Yeah, well, hey, check this out, dude. I was just looking on eBay right now. Another K Crook just popped up. So now I just got to wait for my payday, which is Friday. So
nice. How much is they asking?
I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna say here, but it is a triple digit one. So, and it's a lot cheaper than the last one. So I was like, oh yeah, nice one. So that's on my list. So yeah, I'm not gonna say, but it's a pretty good deal. So for a carded K Crook, that's what I got to go through to get one of these rare exclusives. Did you know that those figures were exclusive?
What, K Crook?
Yeah, K Crook, Gina, and Jason were exclusives.
To where?
Toys R Us, I think.
So when I bought mine, I probably didn't even know.
Where'd you get yours from?
Probably Toys R Us. I usually go to Toys R Us, Walmart, Target.
All right, because
those are usually all the places I hit.
I've seen a couple posts that say Toys R Us exclusive. I don't know. I'll look into that just to be sure. But yeah.
Well, back then I think I was buying most of my stuff at Toys R Us.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I remember seeing a lot of reviews about those, and I remember thinking, why are those figures so hard to find? Now I know it's because they were exclusives. There's another set that just popped up too. Joker Squad just popped up too. Another one. Make offer. So we'll see what happens. It's shit. And see, that's the thing, man. I hate that when I gotta choose something that's rare, because whenever I'm looking for something rare, two things will come up at once. Then I have to make a decision whether I want to get this or whether I want to get that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Chris asked, how about the Space Trooper? That's a nice one to pick up.
Did you know that there's two different versions? There's the heavy armor one, which is from the expanded universe, and then there's the other one. I got the other one on the legacy card. It's the lighter armored one. But I don't have the heavy armored one. That's another one. That is a cool looking one. I want to get that heavy armored one too. Unfortunately, I haven't seen very many of them pop up on eBay. And the card that I want to get is actually the Blue Saga Legends card. Because that one comes with a gun. I'm not sure if he comes with a backpack though. I know there's one on the Legacy card that has a backpack. So I have to figure out if the Saga Legends one has the backpack. If it has a backpack, then I want to get it because it's complete. It also comes with a gun. The other one on the Legacy card doesn't have the gun, but it has a backpack. So it's a one-off, man. I could get either one. But I do like the design of that figure. It looks like a really solid figure too. Another one.
He said the Saga Legends one.
That's a good one. That's one I want to get because it looks. I don't know. It's the same figure, but that one comes with a gun. You know what I mean? I mean, it comes with a little extra. Yeah. And I don't think that in his first release, I don't think that Trooper came with a gun because he has these like flip out cannons on his forearm. I mean, it still looks cool because he's got guns. It's just they're molded into the plastic, but it looks cool. I like that figure. So, what else you got on your hunt list besides the Dark Trooper?
Um, well, definitely some of those Disney Build-A-Droids stuff. You know, the Astromechs.
Yeah, you gotta figure out how you're gonna get those, man.
And
Buying them off eBay could cost you a fortune. I know that much.
there's another new set that just came out recently too.
What was it? More Astromechs?
Yeah, a set of four, I believe.
How many?
There's four droids in a pack.
Okay.
I forget their names, you know, because they're just numbers, you know. But
All right.
I forget which one it is. But I saw a newer one of those come out, and then they got another new wave at the Disney parks, and there's a ton of them.
Remember those remote control droids
Yeah.
that we talked about? We should talk about those for a minute. Well, that set that I was watching sold for over $180. Remember that?
What was that?
That set?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was $180, man. Wow, dude, those things are. I had no idea they actually made 3 3/4 inch remote control figures. I mean, that I would have picked those up. I would have got one just for the heck of it, you know.
Yeah, I really like mine. You know, I just gotta put new batteries in it because it's dead. But I definitely want to get more of them because they came out like twice. You know, there was the initial Japan imports, and then there was I think it was Walmart exclusives.
Um, I'm kind of, to be honest with you, dude. I like the. I think it was the Japanese ones we were looking at, right?
Yeah, I like the Japanese ones.
Yeah, they actually look cool because they got that plastic container. You
Yeah,
know, that actually is a cool touch. I wish that the American side would have done that too.
yeah, and I like how the card's kind of inside of it. You know, it's not on the outside.
Yeah, it's like a part of the package instead of like I think that's cool. That's cool. You know, and I'm gonna be really really cool, really honest with you. Sometimes Japan comes out with some really neat stuff, especially with the Shogun Warriors and stuff. You know, I mean, I wish I could get me a hold of some good Japanimation here and not have to pay $500 for a disc. There's a couple of good shows I want to see, and one of them was I think here they're called Phoenix Force. Over there, it's called what do they call it? I don't know. G Force. Okay, it's called G Force, and I forgot what they call it. Gotcha Man. That's what they call it over there. Gotcha Man.
Huh.
Yeah. I think Chris knows what I'm talking about, right? I mean, over here, the videos themselves are very expensive. They're very hard to find. You come across one, and it's like $200-300 for one disc. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna pay $200-300 for one disc. And that was a cool show. It's a show that came back in the '70s, had 5 teenagers, and they got like these costumes. Man, one of them was an eagle, and they were all different colors. One of them was an owl, one of them was an ostrich, and one of them was a dove, and the other one was a falcon. That was cool, man. If you ever get a chance, Joe, look up Gotcha Man.
Huh, I will.
All right, and it's GATCHAMAN.
Cool.
Yeah, so look at that up. You'll probably remember that, man. It was a cartoon back in the '70s. They showed it on TV for a while, but it didn't last very long here. But I love that series, man. I thought it was pretty badass, and then they got canceled.
Yeah, Chris says he remembers it.
Yeah, how about and then of course they actually have Shogun Warrior cartoons over there. I never seen a Shogun Warrior cartoon. I never even knew they existed. You know.
Yeah. That's what I got coming this week. I was just told it got shipped today.
Oh, nice,
So Mama Zinga.
nice. You're gonna have to show that on your on our next video or something here,
Yeah, I definitely
or at
will.
least post a picture of it in the hangout or something.
Yeah.
Um,
I'll probably do a
you know, I mean,
for it too.
you know, if I keep killing myself at work like this, might end up grabbing that one Ray Dean, uh, the diecast one I was looking at.
Chris
I
said,
might just.
Chris said he used to watch it when he was young. They show 2 seasons over here.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, he said just 2 seasons.
Well, at least you got a couple of seasons over here. We never even got one. You know, I think that would have been cool. You know, one of these, I'll have to look that up and see if I can find them online.
So, who do you think Snoke is? Think,
Oh yeah, that's another one. Hey, you know what, man? There's a crazy theory going on. They're saying Snoke is Vader. Ha!
yeah, it's what is Force Ghost?
Yeah, Force Ghost or something like that. I don't know. There's some really. I don't get it, man. I don't get it, man. Just because, pretty much because they say that the injury's in the same place, blah blah blah. I said no, that can't be Vader. Um, I don't know, man. To be honest with you, Snoke has to be. He has to be real. He can't. I don't know. I just don't see that idea of him being a Force ghost. Because obviously Vader had turned back to the light after he killed Darth Sidious. If he had remained Vader, I could see him doing that, but he didn't have enough knowledge to come back as a Force ghost. You know, to be honest with you, Vader carried all that anger, and then after he turned back to the light side, he figured out how to do that. You know.
Yeah. Well, from what they say that even in the movie, they say that Snoke, influenced Kylo, probably when he was training with Luke as a jet to be a Jedi or whatever, and so that kind of gives me an impression that Snoke must have been somewhere, like he must have been somewhere. He must have been checking the Jedi's out. Luke probably knew who he was. You know what I mean?
That makes me wonder, man. I hope they come out with more info on that because
Yeah.
it just seems kind of weird how Snoke was there all of a sudden, and if you remember the movie, Leia does say in one part that Snoke had been watching him since he was a little boy.
You know. So I mean,
So
they knew about him. So I mean, it's got to be somebody. I bet it's got to be somebody though from the previous, the movies we've seen. It's probably someone throughout there. Who knows who it could
well,
be?
put it this way, it had to be somebody that had knowledge of them. I'm thinking it was maybe a senator or somebody involved in politics.
Yeah,
Because that other guy, the Del Toro dude, is going to be playing. Supposedly, he's going to be playing senator, and he's going to be playing one of the senators that's pushing for the First Order. Um, so it's going to be a trip to see a little bit some political side in the movie because I really Snoke is a huge mystery. He's a huge question mark. Where did he come from? Is he a dark side user? Is he Plagueis? Is he Vader? You know, um, pretty much Snoke had to be somewhere in Leia's life. It couldn't be in Han because Leia was more of the diplomat. So I'm sure that somewhere she probably met Snoke along the way.
Could be.
Well, once it was revealed that, if you read that book, you got to read that book. It's Bloodline. I think it's called Bloodline.
Mhm.
Um, it does talk about how the Republic found out that she was Darth Vader's daughter, and then they started to break because of the fact that she was Darth Vader's father. I mean, Darth Vader's daughter. So they kind of, they kind of didn't. They kind of lost trust in her. You know what I mean?
Like NG Chris brought up one. He said Ezra maybe, and I think it could be Ezra too. There's a good chance it could be.
You think so? That's a possibility.
He's
You
already
know,
met Leia.
yeah, he's already met Leia.
And Han. I mean, yeah, he's met Leia. He's met Lando, R2D2, C3PO.
Huh.
So he's
We'll see
definitely
what
heavily
happens.
involved in the rebels. So it might have been, who knows? He might.
It could be a possibility, man. And you know what? Him getting a hold of that holocron makes a lot of sense too. That would kind of tie in there.
Yeah, because he's got the knowledge to train his Sith,
Mm-hmm.
and he opened it. So if you open it, that means you're not good. You got some evil in you.
Well, or you got a dark side influence,
Yeah,
pretty much, because you have to have some kind of, you have to be in touch with the dark side in some way. And of course, we had seen a couple of demonstrations of Ezra before that being, you know, starting to like turn a little bit. Him and Kanan went at it a couple of times.
yeah,
Kind of like Anakin and Obi-Wan did.
yeah.
Um, but I'm gonna say this right now: him getting the holocron and then just hearing what Chris said right now, that does make a lot of sense. I wouldn't be put it this way: if it is Ezra, I would be one of those ones that say, "Oh, didn't see that coming." You know what I mean? That's a possible theory.
And I,
There is.
I still have a feeling though that Sabine is connected to the Order of Ren because she's from the House of Ren on Mandalore. So I can't get that out of my mind. The coincidence of them mentioning after episode 7, then in the Rebels cartoon, her mentioning, "Oh, I'm from the House of Ren," you know.
So yeah, and you know what? There was a video up today. I didn't actually get a chance to watch it because I was kind of really tired today, man. I just couldn't get motivated to do anything, man. Except for I had to get up to go pick up my figures and do stuff like that. I was just too tired, man, after working all day yesterday. But there's a video up that says, I think it's from Dash Star. Um, I think it's about how the future Rebel shows are gonna tie into possibly the movies.
Yeah.
So episode 8, I'm sure we're gonna see a little bit more, and I'm kind of hoping they do tie it in with the movies because they got to go somewhere with the Rebels. I mean, they got to go somewhere with that TV show. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's good. I believe it's the last season, so
Yeah.
we'll find.
Yeah, I just wonder how they're gonna tie. I wonder if they're gonna do a tie-in with Rogue One too.
I just can't wait to find out what happens to Darth Maul.
Yeah, I know. Well, there's a theory out that Darth Maul could be one of the members of the Knights of Ren, or he could be one of the ones that started it up, pretty much.
Or he could be the one that's training him. Like, who knows?
Yeah, there's just too many possibilities right now. The only ones who really know that are the writers of the story. And of course, there's still that wild theory out there that Rey is a possible Skywalker.
Yeah.
I think I got a feeling she might be tied in somehow.
Well,
I just right now
I can't make up my mind whether she's Luke's kid or if she's Kylo's twin sister. 'Cause I still can't
well
get
if
that storyline on my head from the legacy books and stuff. That Han and Leia had a twin sister, twin boy.
yep, I think Disney's going somewhere else with that because if you remember Ben from the Legends, Ben was actually Ben Skywalker, and that was Luke and Mara's kid, right?
Uh,
So they took that, they took they took it and gave it to Kylo Ben. Well, so Ben Solo, they changed that. Um, as far as Ray, I think I'm gonna be really straight with you here. There is a part at that end part. You see how Luke kind of looks at her, takes off his hood.
yeah.
Well, he recognizes her. I just don't know how that's going to tie. He does recognize her, but I don't know. It's a trip, but he does. It does look like he recognizes her. You know,
Either he
it's
recognizes
kind of,
her or he senses the Force within her,
I think it's both.
or he recognizes the saber that she's handing him.
Well, she does. Well, of course, he's going to recognize the saber, but
I'd be
the way
bugging
he looked at her,
but if I was Luke and I
I'd
seen the saber, I'd be like, how in the hell did you get that?
yeah, I'm sure there's a story behind that, but
I'd like to know that story.
That's another thing I want to find out is how Maz ended up with it.
Yeah, because as far as I know, there's a reason they lived in the clouds. That ground is like acid.
Actually, I think it's gas is what it is. It was a gas plant.
So I don't see how they could recover it.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it fell out on. I think what happened was it was found somewhere, like in a garbage chute or something.
Well, when you see when Luke falls out of the garbage chute and grabs onto that antenna, you'll see the saber in his hand fall down into the clouds. I do believe that. I haven't watched Empire in a while, but I do believe you do see the hand in the saber fall. Because I remember thinking always, oh, you should have grabbed your hand, man.
Well, you know what? That kind of reminds me this new one that I got, new DVD with Empire. I don't see that part in there, but I don't know how I remember this. But as a kid, I remember seeing that where his hand, you can see that little thing falling out.
Yeah, like because it was like a smooth like tunnel, and it just opens up on the bottom, and everything fell.
Yeah. But here's the theory with that. Now that Disney got a hold of it, they can change that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They can say, "Oh, well, it was found in this and that," which basically is what they're doing. The only other thing I could say that would explain that is the fact that there could possibly be some life down there in the lower part of Bespin.
Maybe they never really showed us, and we don't really know. And I'm sure it might have been in a book somewhere, but I don't think I've ever read the book really that gave us more detail on Cloud City.
Well, yeah, I do know about that. Bespin was uninhabitable down the bottom, but who knows what else is down there? But since it was a gas mine, I'm sure there has to be people down there doing stuff. You know what I mean?
Or it could be droids. I don't know.
Could be droids, people. Atmospheric suits, whatever. Things to help them breathe down there. I'm sure. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Put it that way. Because when they made those cities, man, they had to come from somewhere. I mean, they started building them cities. Where did they start? Probably at the bottom.
Yeah. It kind of stinks though because they already named it episode 7. So, and it really, really, there's so much distance in between, 6 and 7 that we really need a prequel now again. But I
Uh,
think probably put it in books and in cartoons and just slip it all little pieces and tads and bits and a little bit of everything, to let
well,
us know.
put it this way: due to the unpopularity of the prequels that George Lucas released, Disney has decided to stay away from doing any prequel stuff.
Yeah.
So,
See, they should have
uh,
did it. I wish they would have just did, I love Force Awakens. Don't get me wrong; it was a great movie, but I think I would have loved to see even more, like Luke training Jedi's or something. You know what I mean? And if they could took the story anywhere, I mean, it's like they weren't stuck to have to do it like that. You know what I mean? They could have. I don't know. I would have loved to seen like a Jedi temple and Luke on the top, and then like one of his students goes bad. It doesn't even have to be his Leia's son or Han's son. It could have been anyone.
yeah,
I mean, if they had that much room and flexibility to work with, they didn't really go too far. You know what I mean? They stayed pretty on the safe line. When they made that movie, probably because they were scared. People get upset, but
well,
I
yeah,
wish
they were.
I wish they would have flexed a little bit more. Just not made it so similar to the other movies.
Yeah, well, that's the problem, man. Is they're too they're too interested in the money. You know what I'm saying? And then plus, if that movie would have got bad reviews,
Oh, I know
which
that.
now it's getting a lot of now it's getting a lot of criticism, just like the other ones did. They're great at first. Oh, this is a cool ass movie, and then 6 months later, all these YouTubers start doing all these criticizing videos, criticizing Episode 7.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way the one thing I love about episode 7 is just the cameras they used and everything else. It was just came in so high definition and clear. It was awesome. It just looked so much better than any Star Wars.
Yeah, I think that's. I thought it was pretty good. I mean, I didn't see. I did not. Here's the part I didn't see where Kylo kills Han Solo. I did not see that part coming. Of course, it does happen.
I kind of saw it coming because I remember reading a long time ago that Harrison Ford wanted to kill off Han Solo in Return of the Jedi.
Hmm.
Like there's no more need for this character, blah blah blah, and this and that, and so I already kind of knew that he wasn't going to stick around for 3 more movies. But I was surprised that Leia lived, because I had a feeling Leia and Han was going to die, and possibly even Luke.
Well, let's hope they don't kill off the whole original cast, man. You know.
Well, they kind of want to, so they can pass the puck to a whole new crew. But there's certain ones that I don't think I'll ever should ever die, and I hope they never do kill off. Is that's R2D2, C3PO, and Chewbacca.
Hmm.
That's like killing a family member or a pet or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, pretty much.
So and we all know Wookiees can live a long time. So
Oh yeah.
and Chewbacca's probably he looks pretty young compared to all the other Wookiees on in the Kashyyyk battle there.
Yeah, but look at him now, man. I mean, he's old. He's got in Force Awakens. He's got to be. Jeez, he's got to be pretty old.
Yeah. But I mean, he's still like I don't know. Even looking at him now, you notice like all the other Wookiees, they were like not only they were a little bit taller, they were huge, they were buff,
Yeah.
And Chewbacca's pretty dang skinny compared to all of his other Wookiees.
Well, he has the height though. He had
Yeah,
height on him. I mean, the Wookiees were all different sizes though.
yeah. One thing I want to build more is if Chris asked, do you think they'll kill off Luke in Episode 8? Um, I hope not. I really hope not, but I think they're going to need another big shock. You know what I mean? Because they do rely on shock factor a lot in that movie. I noticed shock factor kind of carries through the the storyline, you know. So yeah, I think someone major is gonna definitely die in the next movie too. So that'll be like, oh,
I don't think I don't think it's gonna be Luke though, to be
I
honest
hope
with you.
not. I hope not.
But from what I'm hearing, there's supposed to be a saber fight
Yeah,
between Luke and Plagueis and Kylo Ren and Rey.
and if they follow though, if they follow the pattern, like they might do it, you know, because they did it with the first one. They follow the pattern of Episode 4 when they made Episode 8. If they follow the pattern for Empire Strikes Back, you know what I mean, the recipe for that movie, then most likely we'll see Luke die because he'll be like Ben Kenobi. You know what I mean? Well,
Yeah, but they're not gonna kill him off, dude. I'm telling you right now, he's like a main character. They're not gonna kill him off.
well, yeah, and that
If
one
he,
reason too is that they didn't show him enough in Episode 8, so we haven't really even seen Luke yet. We haven't even heard his voice yet, so they got to give him a full movie at least.
well, of course, man, but they're not gonna kill him off. I'm just saying right now. Yeah, they're not gonna kill him off. They need him for a minute. But I do know this, that something does happen to Leia.
That's what I
So
was probably thinking. It would be Leia next. I was waiting for her to bring out some cookies of the rebels. I don't know. I just had that feeling when I seen her on the screen.
uh,
She's not like Leia, you know. Yeah, I was thinking that too. Probably at the end of Episode 9, they might kill off Luke.
nah, they're gonna kill off somebody, but who knows what they're gonna do. So is there any more?
Oh, I was wondering too. What do you think about Rogue One? Do you think Rogue One will have any sort of like character that you know what I mean that we might notice from Rogue One that might end up say in Episode 7, 8, or 9?
I doubt it very much.
You know, who knows? Maybe we'll find out who Snoke is in Rogue One.
Nah, there's no mention of Snoke at all in Rogue One. They said Snoke has nothing to do with that movie there. They said Snoke is a completely different character. And
Yeah.
from what I'm hearing now, and the theory that Chris just brought up, um, the thing I just saw, which I mentioned earlier about Rebels being tied into the future Star Wars movies, they're definitely looking at something there. So they're gonna do something with Episode 8. I think it's gonna start in Episode 8, where they're gonna start tying in little bits and pieces of the remnants of Rebels and stuff like that.
Yeah, if Rebels ends this, if they only got one more season to do, they're of course going to pump out some sort of new cartoon, and I wonder what that'll be. You know, that might even be more information on between episode 6 and 7.
Well, we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, they must have some sort of new cartoon to take over. They always do.
Hmm. Yeah, they're really pumping out the Star Wars stuff. So it's actually a decent time to be a Star Wars fan, because we're gonna get more than we've ever gotten from Lucasfilms.
I just hope not too much, because if they flood it too much, then people will start losing interest if they see it everywhere all the time, every year. And
Yeah,
it's hard to be a new Star Wars collector too, because I've seen a lot of people. They'll see my Star Wars collection and they'll be like, "Oh, I'm gonna start collecting," and I'll see them get like 10, 15 figures, and then all of a sudden, they quit. They're like after they look at the list of thousands of figures you can get, they don't want to spend the time in trying to hunt them all down.
yeah, and then the other problem is the price of some of those figures are very expensive.
Yeah, I had a buddy who just collected pilots, and he couldn't even get the pilot he wanted for a decent price. The only one the major one that he wanted, his Grail.
Uh huh.
And he was like, "I'm not paying no $100 for figure."
You know which pilot it was?
No, I can't remember which one it was. I think it was the one that it was one that came with a ship or something. That was just an exclusive with a ship or something.
All right.
But yeah, it's a lot. There's a lot of figures out there. It's not like the vintage days. You know, they only put out a certain amount of figures, and you could rehunt that collection down and be done with it quick. But with all the other lines they put out in between from '95 until now has been it's been outrageous. So
Yeah.
many.
Well, nowadays with the limited production and exclusives, those figures twice as hard to find. And then when you do find one for a fairly good deal, you get lucky. I mean, people get lucky sometimes, but it just, the thing is I can't really explain it too well, but mass production back in the day is when they turned out tons of figures, where there was like a 1 in 10 ratio, which means, every kid got one, there was a figure, somebody had a figure in every house, now it's like, well, we're doing exclusive stuff. So they stopped all that. Mass production no longer exists. They're only doing limited runs for exclusives. That's it. So all this stuff that's hard to find now is because they were all exclusives. Okay. I'm just now figuring this out. Um, the only ones that weren't exclusives were the vintage collection. Of course, that was public, that went wide, but of course they churned out so many waves so fast that they didn't give the other wave time to settle in. And of course, with the vintage collection, there are some peg warmers there. I still see figures on there for like $7 to $8 on the card. They just can't get rid of those figures. But then again, you got the other ones that everybody's after that are like $100, $200.
Yeah.
I mean, the last wave of the vintage collection was an exclusive. That's why those figures are so hard to obtain. Even any of them from that wave now are very hard to obtain. The other day, I saw a 9 num for going for $50 to $60 on the card, and that's a figure I would like to pick up. Is 9 num. I don't have them yet, so we'll see what happens in my next hunt. That's another one I want to kind of pick up, Mister 9 num.
I know in the one part in Force Awakens, he was definitely CGI. He looked CGI to me when he was in the cockpit, or I think it was him. But the other parts with him in it, I wonder if Lando's um, real life son is playing the part, because he played the Lando's real son played in Return of the Jedi. He was
Oh,
he was Num. He was in the cockpit of the Falcon with him.
oh, okay.
Kind of cool because it's father and son.
I never knew that.
Yeah, yeah.
That's cool.
So I wonder if they grabbed him to play the part for this one. I mean, that'd be cool. I'll have to look at the credits. I haven't really sat down and watched through the credits yet for the movie.
Yeah, I should probably look at that if you need to know that.
But yep, we're on a little over an hour now. So you wanna?
All right, so you got anything else you want to talk about, Chris? Is there anything you want to talk about?
Yeah. Um, did I see R2KT in episode 7? Um, I
Yeah,
did.
it was.
Yeah, I remember seeing it. I just can't remember what part now. What part it was in.
I think it was on the Rebel base.
I love that figure too. That was an awesome figure to get.
I still don't have that one yet.
You should really have that one in your collection because that's like probably the most meaningful figure out of them all. I mean, even you read the story on the back, and
Yeah,
girl named Katie died of cancer, and
yeah, I remember that. I remember that whole story.
I think that's cool that Disney added that in.
Huh. All right, so I guess we should. I guess yeah, we should call it a show. I think, huh?
Yeah, yeah. It's been an hour. We don't want to go too long.
Okay. Well, as always, I want to thank everybody for watching. Chris, I want to thank you for interacting with us, and hopefully we do it next week. Um, there's nobody else in the chat room. It was just Chris, huh?
Yeah, just Chris.
Okay. Well, that's cool. Um, but yeah, and of course, Volcanic. I want to thank everybody.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely want to thank you all for coming in, and Chris again. Thanks for you know interacting in the chat, and that's it. Basically it.
Okay. Well, we'll see y'all on our next show, which will be next week. May the force be with you, and that's it.
All right. Take care, guys.
All right. See y'all later.
See you
Peace.
next week. Peace.